So I have Cursor redesigning my blog site. I asked it to come in and make the theme a little bit more retro. So it's doing that in the background right now, and as you can see, it's writing changes into my file system. At the same time, Git AI is starting to track checkpoints. These are incremental changes that the agent has made to this head inside of Git. So I'm seeing diffs, they've got the prompts and the lines changed attached to them. And as Cursor goes through and updates things across my project, Git AI is able to track all of the code that came from that agent. So how does it actually know the code came from the agent? Well, unlike other ways of tracking AI code, Git AI is all about being explicit. So I'm going to come into my cursor folder. This is where all the settings are. And you can see that there's actually two hooks that get in AI installed. There's a before submit prompt and an after file edit hook. And that's going to get triggered every single time Cursor writes code into the repo. That's how it's able to figure out if it's code that I wrote or if it's code that Cursor wrote. It marks everything that sort of happened in between writes as things from me, and every time Cursor writes that after edit hook, that code gets attributed to Cursor. So Git AI is very explicit. It knows exactly what code came from where. Great, so now the agent's done. I'm probably not going to publish these changes, but they are kind of fun to look at. And it's cool that it was able to help me with this. So I'm going to come in, I'm going to make two changes. Just change two of these colors to different colors. And then I'm going to go make a normal commit to show you kind of what happens next. So I'll keep everything else. I'll do a regular commit. I'll give it a name. And then what you'll notice is that Git AI actually adds this measure here. It says I wrote 3% of the code, 4% was mixed, and Git AI wrote 95% of it. Cursor wrote 95% of it. So how does it do this? Well, under the hood, it's using all of those checkpoints I showed you to build up an authorship log. And that lets us run Git AI blame and actually see which lines Cursor authored, which lines I authored, and which lines, like these two, Cursor wrote and then I overwrote. So you get accurate attribution of all the lines in your code to either AI or to a human. And these authorship logs that help sort of this information get stored and shared across to all the different people you work with actually live in Git notes. So you can see here a Git note on this commit, and it says basically the files, global CSS, page CSX, and all the line ranges that are associated with each of the prompts. In this case, there's just one, the one that was making the site more retro. So that's how Git AI can help you track all the AI code in your repo. It's Git native. We built it to work really, really well with the tools and the workflows that developers use every single day. And if you want to give it a try, come on over to our GitHub at aconif Git AI and give it a try with either Cursor, Claude Code, or GitHub Copilot. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Hope this is helpful for you and your team.